Hello Matthew, this is my video from Unit 4. First of all, I want to talk about the classroom layout. I think it's something really important in our class, but it's sometimes very difficult also to do the same layout in your classroom. Not Probably not for state teachers or teachers that work in a private school, but it is for extracurricular teachers because you don't have always your own classroom, and also the children don't go the same way to your classroom than going to school because they think they're always going to play and going to do other things that are not study, but they don't know that they also have to do that. We're going to play but also studying, so it's difficult to plan a good layout in my class because there are like 9 or 10 children and they're always talking. It doesn't matter the way you put the chairs or the tables or you move around the class. So I don't know if really there's a good way to to manage a class with a strict layout. Another thing I would like to talk about is elements of the classroom practice. The ones that are said in the unit are very great. Well, I think every class needs to have the teacher monitoring it because other way it would be a mess. And like you do in your class, it's good to hang around, but probably not interrupting the children, and like that they will continue talking without being embarrassed or something like that, or thinking that they are doing it wrong. Another thing that it's very important for teachers, as it is said in the unit, it's the body language, but it's important more that the body language. I think staring at the children. I think if you hang around with your arms crossed, or you sit down with your legs also crossed, I don't think that influence the children. I think the better way is to hang around the class, but always next to the blackboard. Like that you keep eye contact with all the children in your class. Um, Also, stagging, it's very important to not get lockstep because you have to consider that you have um, fast learners and slow learners, and it's very important to manage that, to take account of that difference because you have to organize and do your class step by step. Like that nobody gets lost or gets bored. So I think it's very important to stack, and also to as you said in the unit, to use these curse markers. It's a great option because if they don't understand much English when they are probably trying to understand you, if you go and you tell first, second, third, or first, after, they always notice that you are giving steps of what they have to do or what they have to say. So I think it's a good way for them to learn to express themselves. They start um, probably organizing their minds, and then they they go step by step expressing themselves. Um, Also, you talk about planning the lessons. I think that we are students that we already have our degree, and everybody knows how to plan a lesson probably. For me, it's not new the things that you had written in the unit, but I think it's useful to remind them also. Um, Something that I have learned in this unit is the meaning of gap principle. I've never heard about it, but I think it's a good way of working because, like that, if imagine if students that are friends are sitting together to do the exercise. Well, this it's useful because like that they won't start talking about their lives. So they have to talk to each other, but to bring information from the other, not to know about their lives, what they have done yesterday, or something that is not with the unit we are treating. Um, I think for me it's useful a part of this unit that talks about the steps or the how to do how do you have to manage your class to do it funny, to think about what topic is more interesting for the students, because sometimes I get stuck on teaching children vocabulary, how it's the best way to teach them that vocabulary so they will remember day by day. So I think that those points of the unit that you have written are very useful for that. Taking care of the writing, the listening, all those things. And finally, talking about the assessment. Um, Assessment, it's probably very difficult to carry on with a perfect assessment. The best way, I think, for me, it's as you said, with a rubric. A rubric, it's a good way to take to make children notice what their mistakes are, and like that you know also which parts you if you probably uh, do the different study the different parts of the way of learning, you notice what parts of the units are less understood or something. And also when you go step by step with the assessment, you make the children think about what they have failed and how they can work to improve it. That's all. Goodbye.